Hey guys, Bob Tenzer here from BeatBooDailyFantasySports.com. It is Friday, December 4th, and we're back with some big plays in the NBA today for your NBA FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever it may be. We look to get you back on your winning ways. Good day yesterday. Most of our staff around the 280 mark, a little over 280. That's where I was. Shout out to our other staff member, Pete Karkoska. Check out his picks as well. He's done a great job. Got in the 320, 330 range yesterday. So needless to say, we've been putting some good numbers, and we will look to keep it going for you today. Still pretty early in the day, so I don't have an exact lineup I'm going to give out today for you guys because I don't want to stir you in the wrong direction if I'm going to be making changes. Keep an eye on, a couple injury updates, who's going to be starting, stuff like that. But let's get you to a couple players that for sure should be plugged in the lineup today. LeBron James in all formats is probably, in my opinion, the best play on the day value-wise. If you look at the small forwards today, it is just absolutely horrendous. No really good plays today. Couple decent value plays. Other than that, no big studs. LeBron James, crazy stat, has been 40 to 47 points in 7 straight games. So he's been as consistent as it comes. But he's playing New Orleans today, on which should be I wouldn't say decent close games, but New Orleans has been playing well enough to where they can hopefully hang around, and they don't play a lick of defense. So if I'm betting money, I think LeBron James finally hits his big game where he gets out of that 40-40 range. I'm looking for about 50, maybe even 55, but we'll see. But definitely get LeBron James in the lineup. Next play on the slate is I always get nervous with this guy, but I really like him tonight at the power forward position, and that is Dirk Nowitzki. Going against Houston, and I've gotten, most of you have, and you shouldn't if you have already, but anyone playing Houston is usually always worth a look, especially them with Dwight's going to be out tonight. They're already horrendous guarding the power forward position. One thing always a concern with Dirk is the rest, his playing time. He's on a day's rest, so I shouldn't worry. He should be able to get his normal minutes, and in which a game where neither of these teams usually go back and forth. I'm smelling a big game for Dirk. Get Dirk in the lineup this evening. Finally, let's go out to the Washington-Phoenix game. This is my favorite fantasy game of the day. It's only a 2-point spread. Should be fairly close, and the total on it is 213. These teams will not play defense. It should be back and forth all day. With that being said, at the point guard position, I know he's gone up in salary a little bit, $9,000 on FanDuel now, but John Wall's been red hot lately. So with them being banged up already, Gortat will be out tonight. They're going small. He's going to have to carry this offense if they want to stay and keep up with this Phoenix team. With that being said, Phoenix also is the worst team right now in the NBA guarding the point guards. So you can't play against those trends right now. Close game, high total, playing the worst against position. John Wall needs to be in the lineup for you tonight. All right, let's go to some of the value plays tonight. Sticking in that Phoenix-Washington game, both on the Phoenix side right now, Alex Len and John Lure. Alex Len was confirmed this morning that Tyson Chandler is out, so Len will more than likely get the start unless anything drastically changes. Good game 2 games ago, but a bad game last game against Detroit. I think it was 15 FanDuel points. He got in some foul trouble early going up against Drummond, which obviously is a tough task, but in itself. But like I said, Marcin Gortat out tonight, so Len should be in for a bounce-back game at only 3,900. He should hit at least 5 times value. I think he could actually get up into about 25 around that range for FanDuel points. So I think, especially he's going to have a great matchup down low. No one that can really keep up with him. I think he's in for a good night. I'm not saying he's going to go off, but for 3,900, he's definitely worth a plug in your lineup. Kind of similar with John Lure. He should have a good matchup down low. Washington's injured and banged up down low. That's only being said, do not start John Lure if Markieff Morris is playing. It's still a game-time decision, so keep an eye on that, monitor that throughout the day. 2 more value plays here to finish up. Going back to the Houston-Dallas game, Terrence Jones, kind of been quiet lately. He was big, a little on, hit a little bit of a rough spot, got bounced from the starting lineup. But he's back playing tonight. He's got a great matchup against Dallas. Like I said, that game, I've seen those two teams play against each other. There's not a lot of defense being played. With that said, Dwight being out, I think Terrence Jones is in for a big game. $5,600, so not overly cheap, but not, he definitely could be worked in the lineup. I think he's in a spot where he might not be overly owned just because there's a lot of other options out there at the power forward position tonight. So he's definitely worth a plug-in. Personally, I like Nowitzki and Jones. I try to get them both into my power forward position. I would consider Lure as well, but definitely give Jones a look. It should be a fast-paced game, and him getting back in the starting lineup, he's going to want to impress and do something good. And finally, sticking in that same game, you can kind of catch a trend here. The Dallas-Houston game and the Phoenix-Washington game is a good one to go today. But finally, at the shooting guard position, Wesley Matthews is a really good play tonight at 4,800. You're seeing, especially with Bray out, is helping his minutes. He's gotten 40 the last couple of games around that range, and like I said, a Houston team that does not play a lick of defense. They've been a mess all year. Wesley Matthews should get some good points today. I'm expecting value. I'm expecting around 20. But he has potential to get up to 30. So that's why I kind of like him. He's pretty much consistent around the 20 range. And with a great matchup in Houston, I don't see anything tanking to where he'll really kill your lineup. So that's a couple value plays. I didn't mention James Harden. I like him today as well. I'm going to try and work something in. Same with Brandon Knight. Those are two great plays as well. Keep those in mind. They're both in for a big game. But yeah, you're definitely, if I can give you advice, keep to the Houston-Dallas game. Phoenix, Washington is a great one as well. And these plays should be good for you tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with you tomorrow. We got a big weekend, some more NBA games tomorrow. We got NFL this weekend, so keep an eye on us. Remember, check us out, beatboodfs.com. I'm Bob Tenzar. See you tomorrow.